Okay, so I'm Heather Waters. I'm here with Chief Richard Lemunyon, who is the founder of the Law Enforcement Torch Run for Special Olympics. Tell us a little bit about the beginning of the Law Enforcement Torch Run and how it all came about.
I became the police chief in Wichita in 1976. One of the things that we needed to do in those days was we needed to get more involved in the community. So, as the chief, I was looking for opportunities. And in 1978, I was invited to come to the Kansas Summer Games. And so I put my uniform on and I went down to the Summer Games. And it was really an eye-opening experience. The athletes, they really liked the officers in uniform. And I was asked to present medals. This little girl, she's probably 9, maybe 10, 11, special athlete, and she had just won her event. And she was standing and getting ready to do the gold medal, and I'm getting ready to present it to her. And as she's just almost squeaking with joy, she's just jumping up and down, little tears of joy running down her face. And so when they announced her name, I presented her with a medal, and she literally just almost jumped off the podium giving me a hug. And I thought to myself right then, I said, I don't know that much about this movement, but we're going to get involved in it. And so that's basically how it started. Every part of the department, we got together and we started talking about what could we do to help support the Summer Games. We raised money, and in those days there were two prime sponsors. One was Koch Engineering and the Wichita Police Department. And then we had around 200 officers down there that volunteered their time in uniform. We had motorcycles, we had police cars. I flew in the helicopter, and as they walked in, they received a standing ovation from the athletes who are already in the stands. And trust me, in all my years in law enforcement, you don't receive standing ovations. It was mind-boggling to the officers that were involved, and that really started it. What happened to the torch run in 1981, within the police department, we had a, quote, over 40 running club. And some of the officers came in and said, Chief, we want to run the torch from City Hall to South High School, about 5 miles roughly. And they did, and of course the news media picked up on it. So it became big news. So we got to talk about Special Olympics. So I get calls from business guys and they say, hey, Chief, this was a great idea. What can we do? And I said, well, send money. And so that's what they did. And once that started, we decided, well, heck, maybe we ought to expand this to make it a statewide thing. So the next year, we ran the torch from Kansas City area to Topeka, obviously our capital, and the governor was there, made a little speech, and then we ran it on down to Wichita to open the Summer Games. And after that, in 1982, I was talking to Kirk Miles, who in that day was the executive director for Special Olympics Kansas. And he says, you know, this is something we probably ought to see if we can expand this to other states and things. And I said, well, good. So let's go do whatever we're doing. And he said, well, we'll have to talk to Ms. Shriver. I said, okay. Kirk set up a meeting with Mrs. Shriver. We went back to Washington and we explained to her our vision and what we wanted to do. I said, would you please come to Kansas and observe the Summer Games in 1983? And she agreed. She showed up. She saw all of the athletes with their hats. She saw all of the officers marching in. And when it was all said and done, we met with her and she said, we're in. So that's how it started. Eventually, we got all the states, and then Canada came on board. So there was a lot of things we worked out, but we were always able to work them out. Torch runs cut across every barrier we have put up, whether it be race, religion, economics, politics, it doesn't matter. It cuts across all those barriers. Doesn't matter what our differences are, we focus on the law enforcement torch run and the athlete. And I'm always asked, well, Chief, you're the founder. Did you know this was going to happen? And of course, I always tell them, well, sure, I'm the chief. I knew these things. Well, I didn't have a clue. I just knew it was good. I knew it was correct. I knew it was right. And I knew it would work. because it works in your heart. I've had the opportunity to be at the White House and be with the Eunice Shrivers and the other politicians. We don't talk politics, we talk Special Olympics International. If we could get everyone's mindset, the same mindset that we have in the Law Enforcement Torch Run and Special Olympics International, we could eliminate wars, we could eliminate everything, but it just doesn't work that way. But we can do our part. Makes you feel like maybe this is something that everyone else continue. I think it will continue. It will only grow stronger. The sport's what brings them together, no question about it. But the other aspects are just really something that we should all be happy about, that we brought the athlete into where he or she needs to be, and that's a part of our community. I love the athletes regardless of where they're from, and I've traveled a lot. I really have been blessed to have the opportunity and the means to do it, the ability to do it, but I always love coming home. It all started in Kansas, because if you think about Kansas, in the continental United States, we're the center, we're the absolute center, and it spread from Wichita, from the state of Kansas, around the world. I didn't come up with the idea of the torch run. That was brought to me by other officers. But once I saw the results, I thought, okay, I'm in a position, along with some others, to make this bigger, to open some doors. One vision, one thought, which was so small, now has become, as we say, a roaring flame of stability around the world. A little bit of wind on that spark started the flame. Well, I thank you very much for letting me be a part, and to all of my friends and the ones that are looking in there, thank you, each one, for being a part of it and continuing to carry the torch and helping the cause for everything that we do, because it's because of you and those that you're training that this thing will continue to go. So thank you for letting me be a part of this today.